The New York Yankees have made a surprising move as many fans are fired up with Brian Cashman's decision as it pertains to not only this season, but some future seasons as well, with multiple different positions being involved and multiple players being involved. And we're going to break all this down as Yankee fans did not like this. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Yankees Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're enjoying the content and are part of that 70% that's not subscribed, this is the place to be for all New York Yankees content, so make sure to subscribe. But let's jump into the video. We have a lot to discuss. The New York Yankees, they have a multiple man race for third base with this man right here, Oswald Cabrera, being the favorite for it, while Oswald Peraza is also a name to watch. However, fans did not want either of these guys. As well, George Lombard Jr. has taken over as the guy who everyone wants to see play third base. Despite the fact that he's just 19 years old, he's been phenomenal in spring training, and Yankee fans have been calling for Lombard to become the third baseman, and now we've gotten a major update on Lombard as Brian Cashman has decided to make a move. And diving into what that is, it was announced by the New York Yankees that following today's game, the Yankees reassigned infield George Lombard Jr. to minor league camp, effectively ending his spring training, with the major league team also kind of indicating that he will not be the third baseman for the New York Yankees this season, which obviously is going to have Yankee fans upset. Yankee fans wanted Brian Cashman to take one of the young guys up earlier than usual. Cashman's been very hesitant on doing this throughout his tenure. He likes making the young guys kind of wait and making sure that they develop, and a lot of fans are upset with this as baseball's kind of been moving a little bit away from that in recent years, so people are sort of not loving what they're seeing from this. However, now that does confirm that one of the Yankees that the third baseman will be one of Oswald Cabrera or Oswald Peraza, and we're going to discuss all of this. So diving into things, looking at George Lombard Jr.'s numbers, he was very, very, very good in spring training. He had a good OPS above average. The on-base percentage was good in the 22 at-bats that he played. He was a non-roster invitee, as he's not on the 40-man roster, as he is their number 2 prospect, but again, he's 19 years old, and the Yankees are a little bit weary of that. The man, born in 2005, which is insane to think about, very likely could have been decent in the MLB, but the Yankees decided to hold off on Lombard getting there as of right now, despite the good OPS, despite all the signs looking good about him, as Lombard just... the idea is that maybe don't throw him into the fire a little bit too early, while the Yankees also still have other options for this team. I mean, one of them being Oswald Cabrera, and Cabrera is the favorite to land this. He's had 25 at-bats in spring training. The OPS has been kind of middle of the road, and we know for his career, he's been below average at offense, but his defense has been very solid. Cabrera is a very interesting player, as we know, because he can play multiple positions. He's been someone who can move around a lot throughout his career. He's played shortstop at times, he's played third base a good amount, he's played first base, he's been in the outfield, he's been all over for the New York Yankees. They've been able to put him really wherever they need a guy to play. He could really play any position. He's never played center field, and that's like the one position we won't ever see him play, but we've seen him play all the infield positions. We've seen him play the corner outfield. He's got a great arm, very athletic, so he does give a lot of good stuff in the field. He's a good fielder for sure. It's just the hitting has not really ever gotten there with Cabrera. I mean, he's had his moments, but he's a guy who is a switch hitter but bats a lot better from the left side, and there is some thought that he might continue to bat from the left side even against some lefties, as the Yankees did do that for a bit last season, though it didn't really change his numbers that much, so I think they should just let him be a switch hitter if he wants to, because then he just feels more freedom, I think, would be helpful for him, but we'll see how that one works. Cabrera is someone who's the heavy favorite for that role to become the third baseman this upcoming season. I expect him to be the third baseman on opening day. This is what it's been expected for. Even before spring training, it felt like it was going to be Cabrera's to lose, though it was a tight race between him and Oswald Peraza. Meanwhile, DJ LeMahieu was there, but he got injured again, so that's out of the picture. Sounds like LeMahieu's going to be out for a couple months at least, so we're probably not going to see LeMahieu play much for the Yankees, if ever, again. So he's kind of out of the picture, which also just leaves one other guy in Oswald Peraza, who I would like to see the Yankees play at third base over Cabrera. I think Peraza has a higher potential just when it comes to both fielding and offense. He's a better base runner. He's a smarter base runner. He's quicker. He's just been a solid hitter as well at times, and on top of that, he's an excellent fielder with a phenomenal arm as well, so he could fit in nicely at third base, cover for the Yankees, continue to complete this very good fielding that Brian Cashman really wants for the Yankees. One of the reasons why the Yankees didn't go for Luis Arraez over the offseason is because he's a terrible fielder. They would have had to stick him at first base where he would not have been fielding the ball well, and Cashman wanted the Yankees to have a good defense, and now the good defense is going to matter more than ever because the Yankees don't have a bunch of hitting. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton's out for a while, and given the defense has already taken hits, you're not going to see Luis heal till June. Garrett Cole's out for the year and then some with Tommy John surgery. So where the New York Yankees are at now, they're going to try to make their fielding as good as humanly possible because it's something they can control and can make one of the best in the MLB. Meanwhile, they're also just going to have to find some other hitting. There's no way around it. Brian Cashman's going to have to do something with that Garrett Cole money and just please find another bat for this team that can hit for contact and power. They desperately need to make some sort of trade to land more guys who can get on base and hit with some power as well. Outside of just Aaron Judge, there's not a ton of power on this team. You're really banking on a comeback season from Cody Bellinger as well, which makes things very, very interesting. So we'll see how the Yankees can fare with that. But when it pertains to George Lombard Jr., the Yankees will not be using him as much right now. Now, there's also Peraza, as I mentioned, who has been a better hitter than Cabrera for a while. I mean, he's been better in the spring training. He only had 10 at-bats in the regular season last year, but did hit at a 773 OPS, which was good to see. So I honestly think it should be Peraza. Let Peraza try and cook. The man has been waiting for years and years for his opportunity, and the Yankees keep sending him back to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Another out of minor league options. So this is the chance for the Yankees to really take Peraza and give him that time to shine. And Peraza said that he wants to be at the MLB level. He said he doesn't care if he's not a starter. He just wants to be there. He'd rather not be starting in the MLB, being a platoon guy, than starting in the minors, which does make sense at this point. The man was hyped up as the Yankees' next shortstop. They ended up going with Anthony Volpe, and then the thought was they might have to move Volpe to third base if he could handle it because they weren't sure about his fielding. However, Volpe's been one of the better fielders at shortstop, being a Gold Glover. So it is important to note that Volpe's fielding issues were not something that had to worry about. The hitting has been more concerning with Volpe. Meanwhile, you do have another guy in Peraza who is really hailed as one of the top prospects for this team, one of the most hyped up guys. And it feels like one of the reasons why we haven't seen that is because the Yankees have never given Peraza a shot to become that guy that he still can become. And it's becoming more and more this sense of urgency that they got to get him out there. They got to get Peraza getting hits, getting the ball. And I think it's one of the main reasons why the Yankees aren't moving forwards with George Lombard Jr. as of right now is because where Lombard's at, he has time to still develop. He's not really there yet. Yes, the spring training has been very promising, but he's only really played in single-A ball and rookie ball. They need to throw him up at least to Somerset with the Patriots and get him some at-bats there. And then if he's getting good reps there, then you could fast-track him, throw him up to Scranton Wilkes-Barre for the rest of the season or for the majority of the season, and then even add him, depending on what happens throughout the season with potential trades and stuff. Because the Yankees are going to have to make moves with the injuries that have already happened to this team, that at the deadline they will do something. So, given it's a while away, so we don't have to worry about that right now. But George Lombard Jr. most likely will have to take another year to burn and just get better and improve and get older and get more mature and everything. And then what we could likely see him at 20 years old. And I think there's no reason why the Yankees shouldn't, unless Peraza or Cabrera shows something this season at third base. You could stick Lombard there and it solves all your problems as well. Lombard is a phenomenal fielder, has the arm to play third base, could also play second base. You could stick Jazz at third base. Either one works. He could play all over. He could end up playing shortstop as well. If the Yankees decided to move Volpe for some reason, they could do that. There's a bunch of different moves the Yankees could make with George Lombard, and one of the other ones is trading him. Let's be honest, it's possible. If the Yankees want to go for a guy like a Sandy Alcantara or something like that last video I made, Lombard's likely going to be asked to be involved in the trade. That's my imagination from the Yankees talking to someone, is teams are going to look right at George Lombard and say, we want him. We want you to trade him to us. One of him or Spencer Jones is going to have to go on any blockbuster deal because the Yankees are out of mid-level prospects, higher mid-level prospects. They just have their top guys in Dominguez, Lombard, and Spencer Jones. Outside of that, things get a little darker pretty quickly for the Yankees as they really mortgaged a lot of their future already for stars, and at this point, they might have to keep digging deeper. So we'll see what happens with the Yankees there. But I do want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Yankees.